story time, all about your spiritual court and who you are. Alafia, aho, I say namaste, and blessings to all. Welcome to Shadow of Wolves, and blessings to all of you, and blessings to your spiritual court. Let's talk about your spiritual court. There are so many different requests for videos, and I'll get to them little by little. I would like to talk to you about understanding your spiritual court and understanding the spirits that walk with you. These are normally being done, and they are supposed to be done through what we call Mesa Blanca, Misas, prayer mass, spiritual investigations. Okay, that is where you are surrounded by many spiritualists, and those spiritualists will be able to see the spirits that you walk with in depth. And times they come out when I'm doing a reading, they can come out in your reading, they will. And when other people are doing readings that are very good and they work with their spirit, your spirits can come out in readings. However, let's go into the importance of understanding that culturally speaking, if you are born, say for example, in Puerto Rico, or you were born in Colombia, or you were born in different parts of the Caribbean, know and respect that you walk with a lot of what we call indigenous people of those parts of the island. So some of this, with all due respect, is common sense, where your spiritual energy focuses on your ancestors of where you are from. Okay, now also too, some of you who are not sure about where you're from, or those of you who have been adopted or who have been removed from your parents and you're not sure exactly where your parents are from, you can also do a genealogy investigation. They have different companies that do the cheek swab and so forth, and blood tests and so forth, and saliva tests, where you can get an idea of your genetics. Now, let's talk about spiritual energies. I have a lot of information for you guys. Spiritual energies also come from different spirits that you naturally, spirits of light. Let's talk about that you pick up. So say, for example, you are born in America. Your parents are full European, or from what you know of, on your mother and dad's side, being from, let's say, Germany, okay? You very well could have gone to some part of another country, or you could have been born from a spirit of another country, and you feel so connected, say, to African spirits, and you're like, well, I'm full European. My great-grandparents, my parents, my grandparents' parents, everyone is from Germany on both sides. I'll do a trait later. That doesn't mean that those are not your spirits. Not all of your ancestors, not all of your spirits need to come from where you're from. You could have those spirits that were assigned to you in more in depth, your past life. You could have been from, say, India, and you had those spirits around you, and now you're back again to complete a certain mission that you need to complete. Those particular spiritual energies are surrounding you, and you very well can walk with that African spirit or that spirit from India and so forth. So investigations are very important. When we are attracted, say, to spirits from Mexico, and we love sugar skulls, and we love energies of the beautiful and blessed La Santa Muerte and so forth, well, guess what? Perhaps you do have some Mayan spirits that walk with you, or some Aztec spirits that walk with you. Investigations are very, very important. So I also remember I went to a fiesta, a very, very close friend of mine who was also very spiritual. His name is Freddie, and he is amazing. He has initiation already in Sanse, and he's originally from New York. He is a young person. Because I know people know different Freddies. He's a young espiritista, and he had a fiesta here recently. And what I loved is his fiesta was very quiet and very, very calm and very private. When he invited me and my family and I, everybody to that fiesta, the setup was so beautiful. Okay, he had the fiesta in appreciation for his madama. Let's get into that. His madama, okay, she deserved that party because she got him what he wanted. And let me tell you, that madama's throne was beautiful, but it was done based on how she advised him and the advice of his elders and advice of his spiritual court. And it was just so beautiful. And the smell was amazing. You could smell cinnamon and roses and different foods. So now let's get into that. His madama, not only was she discovered, and I won't give his last name, so we don't know. When I did his reading, his madama stood up for him strong. So did his court of Sanse. So what did he do? He showed spiritual appreciation when he followed the advice, okay, of my reading and also of his spirit and his spiritual court. What a beautiful fiesta that was. That's something I wish I could have taken pictures and post for you guys. He is very, very old-fashioned and old school, and he doesn't believe in doing that. So he did ask me, upon his request, he did ask me to make a video in showing the meaning of spiritual appreciation. Spiritual appreciation, what does that mean? That means that when our spirits have given us a roof over our head, our favorite food that we've been desiring to eat, a mansion, a dress, a job, money, a car, a chance to walk on the beach, to feel the waters and the rivers. And we ask our spirit for these energies for our children back, to free our children, to heal our hearts. That when you recognize that your spirit is giving you those gifts, the right thing to do, which he asked me to talk about, is spiritual appreciation. Give your spirit gifts. Return them that favor. So what do we do and how do we do that? We return the favor by throwing what we call a party, a fiesta, which he did. Oh, he cooked her favorite foods. As we know, madamas, la madamas, they love when you cook fresh coconut cakes. If your madama, for example, they're from Jamaica, you know that you can make some fresh ackee and saltfish for them. You can make some green banana and dumpling, sorrel. They come from Guyana, make some roti and some curry. They come from Trinidad, make them some bus up shut and so forth. Know where your spirits come from. Okay, so when he did this spiritual appreciation, he asked me to talk about this. If you cannot do a fiesta, that's fine. But how about giving them some flowers? Any kind of fresh flowers. Why do we use fresh flowers as opposed to artificial flowers? Because flowers, fresh flowers, okay, guys, it has the energy in being grown from the ground, the energy of God, the energy of fairies that are right there growing with that flower to give it the sweet smell and the nourishment. So when you do this in the energy of candles, in the energy of, say, tea lights and so forth, it's all about nature. Sometimes your spirits don't want much. They're just asking for you to make a prayer for yourself to make their job easier. So what did he do? And it still smells good. As a gift, he gave me this broom for coming to his fiesta. It was a beautiful fiesta. Here is the broom, and it smells so good with crystals. What did I do? I have many madamas, but I said this is a party for his madama. So with all due respect, when he gave me this broom, I did not give it to, with all due respect, to my Gitana, my Gypsy, or anyone else. It was a feast for the madamas, which includes a lot of the 7 African powers. That's another energy that we'll speak of because they walk in different frames of light. So I put it right there on my spiritual table, just like this, with the madama. And he also gave, as a gift to everyone, he gave, my godson also came with me to go there. He gave a broom, Okay, these are spiritual appreciations. Please never, never, ever say, oh, they don't know. Oh my God, spirit is so real. They are really there and they are really real. They may not give you everything you're looking for. There are so many different people, sadly, where we as spiritualists would do something for them. And once they're doing good, we don't hear from them. Sometimes we don't even we get a thank you and then that's it. We're not saying as spiritualists that we want to control anyone. We're not saying that we want to be up under you to hear from you all the time. But it would be nice, like what I have done in the past, is bring a basket. When I was starting out, I would bring a basket with fruits, flowers, rum, even if I paid my service, which I always do. But I had paid my service. My godfather, Talabi, Iba Intinu, rest in peace. Here's a basket for, green bananas, fruit. Here's some rum, or here's a plate with some fruit and flowers to your spirit because I tell you thank you. Oh my God, that goes a long way. For your own spirit, a simple candle, changing their glass of water once a week, putting flowers to your table, or going to your godparents' house or your spiritual leader's house and saying, you know what, this has been really working. If you know that you're not passed away and you have the light to do this, if you know that you have succeeded in getting that job that you're looking for, if you know that you have succeeded in being alive and being healthy, give thanks to that spirit. Give thanks to your own spirit, because he asked me to make that video on spiritual appreciations. Now also too, this is so beautiful. Spirits like nature. So we call this vena. These they make a sound. You hear that? This works with Orisha Oya, but it also works with eguns that deal a lot with different colors. Once again, every spiritual energy is different, okay? So when I explain to you about the vena, there are some people in Palo that use this. Their spirit wears 9 colors, and she shakes that maraca, and she can come off as an Orisha, but she's really a spirit. So where am I getting at with this? Your spirits work with things that are natural. Not everything has to be bougie and man-made. Have it simply natural. Stuff like this, they really, really do appreciate. Okay? Look at the energy of this broom that Freddie gave me. Appreciation. When your spirit tells you that there's love and light and everything is okay, please don't wait to go to your spiritual leader, your godparent, or the person who blessed you with a really good reading. Wait for something bad to happen to get in touch with them. You always be in contact with your elders that you trust, because if you don't trust them, that's okay. Then don't be in contact. But do know the spirits love appreciation, okay? So if you have your madama, if you are sitting with your Francisca, do know the energy of Franciscas and madamas work with your heart. Remember, they are the women who were caught in slavery, that were medicine women. They are the women who were healers, okay, of the so-called slave masters' children, wives, even themselves. They worked with medicines. They worked with a lot of witchcraft. They worked with different energies, okay? So in knowing that, do know that your madama and your Francisca, that has to be something that is divined in a reading or a mesa. And readings don't just usually, they're not just like that. Like, you have to continuously hear about it and know and confirm it that you have a Francisca. So in knowing that, take care of them. Franciscas, they love everything natural. Oh my God. They love coconut water. They are just so satisfied with your heart. And what you give your madama is important to your madama. Don't neglect her. Give her coffee. Black coffee is good enough. That's all you have? Give it. Get some coconut flakes and saute that in a pan. Work that up with some sugar. And, make sure it got some butter. However you want to do it. You can even put some cinnamon and give it to her. Madamas love that. They love cigar smoke. They love tobacco. and they're there to help you. It's not just about serving. Ask them or talk to them about your concerns and what you want. Ask your spiritual leader. I love when I have godchildren. I don't care. They're not bothering me. They text me, Madrina, or they say Shadow. They're not my godchild, but they come to me for guidance. Shadow, what do I do with my madama? How do I take care of her? Can you tell me what I should give her this week? Or do you think I should do this, and that? For those of you, please stop complaining. And I don't want to hear it. Oh, my godmother didn't teach me nothing. Oh, my padrino and Paulo didn't teach me nothing. Well, what the heck did you do for yourself? Don't get involved in these faiths and these African-based tradition that are really close if you don't have an iota of what to do. Your point is to reach out. That's what I did with my padrino of Olokun and Talabi. I reach out. Hey, padrino, today I have somebody coming in. They're doing initiation for the beads. Can I do this, and that? Or, hey, you ask an elder. That's your way of learning. Hey, you know, I have a beautiful goddaughter, and she's also going into Hollywood. She's going to be an R&B star. I know you're listening. I love you. You're going to be big because you got a beautiful voice, Songbird. And you know what I love about her? Oh, hey, Madrina, can you tell me if my altar, can I add this to my altar? If you don't ask me, it's fine. You're free to do what you want. It's free as a bird. But if you need to know, you need to ask. So there's no excuse, or I'm not being taught, or, no, ask. Don't do things and think that you're doing the right thing if you're unsure about it. Okay? That's why we have elders. Even, she asked me, Madrina, can we set up a day on video, because she lives in Texas, for us to do another altar. I'd like to build an altar for such and such a spirits. I'm not going to say which one. Can you? That's amazing. Then you're opening the door for me to be able to give to you and to ask. The same thing with your elders. This is not a university where you graduate from NYU and then now, you're supposed to sit in a classroom like this and wreck your padrino or madrina's back. No, if you want to know something, the respectful and right thing to do is, hey, can we have a session? I come over to your house, bring food, because it's a reciprocal information. Bring food, bring flowers. Even if you bring a derecho or $5 or a candle or something to your spiritual leader or your madrino or your padrino. Hey, can you teach me? I already received my initiation. Can you teach me? I have someone, she has big faith, and every week she's doing lessons with me. And I'm teaching her as much as I can, because why? Her faith is big. I'm even going to give her more than she expects, because why? Her faith is big and she gives generously. Don't think that the Spirit doesn't see the things that we do and what we give. If we're going to give our Spirit a piece of cake, man, you're going to give a little dolly cake for a doll, or you're going to give a nice sized cake for a human being. What you give is what you will receive in return in every which way. So pay attention to that and respect your spiritual house. Don't say, oh, this wasn't working. Man, if you're able to travel overseas, if you're able to dress up and do what you did and things are progressing slowly, that person did a good job with you. Have appreciation and respect for it. Not everything is meant to be received overnight, and not everything is meant to be received exactly how we want it. I could say, oh, you know what? I like to live in a mansion that Paris Hilton live in. I would like to swim in the seas as a mermaid. Come on, reality. Accept what God gives you and do what's right. And then once you get that blessing, give it back to others. So how do you know your spiritual core? Work with your energies that you have. Talk to your elders. Get readings from people that already have sacrificed and paid for their initiation that they have aligned with. We can't just do magic and spiritual spells. To who? To what? What spirit are you leaving this spell to? What Orisha are you giving this obra to? Everything comes with the divine of sacrifice. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I have a lot more to talk about, but I also get in some phone calls here that I have to adhere to. So remember, spiritual appreciation. Take time to know your spirits. Take time to know yourself first. Alafia, aho, I say namaste, and blessings to all. Welcome to Shadow of Wolves, and I'm sending you ashe, alafia, love, peace, and blessings for you all that are watching. For you all, whether it's 1, 2, a million, 10 years from now, and blessings to you all, and stay positive, positive vibration.